Now let us see the factors affecting the climate of a place. Earlier one was factors affecting the climate of the earth, but then now we will study about the climate of the place. Factors affecting the climate of a place. So the first one is latitude of a place. Latitude of a place. Second one is altitude. Altitude of a place. Third one is closeness to the sea. Closeness to sea. Fourth one is closeness to mountains. And the last one is winds. So these are the factors affecting the climate of a place. Now let us first see the latitude of a place. How the latitude of a place affects the climate. Okay? Latitude refers to the location of a place with respect to the equator. Now suppose this is our planet Earth, and we know we have a equator here. So region, the location of place anywhere here on the earth, okay, with respect to with respect to this orbit. So that is called the latitude. That means if you're talking about this place, then how far is this place from the equator? Like that we have to discuss. And if you're discussing about the place somewhere here, then when we will discuss it, we will describe it as this place is how far from the equator. So that is the latitude. For example, we have different types of latitude, that is different regions on the earth. That is the equatorial region, we call it tropical region. And as we go up, we have temperate region here. And then at last we have polar regions. Okay? So let me just write it down here. This is polar regions. Here is temperate regions, temperate, tropic regions, tropical region. Okay, likewise here also, temperate and polar regions. So this is the latitude of a place. So the climate of a place depends on where it is located. Okay. With respect to this equator. So now this tropical region, suppose this is the sun, okay, this is the sun, and then this tropical region, they used to receive the direct rays of the sunlight, okay, they receive the direct rays of the sunlight. But then the polar regions here, the regions up here and then down here, they are receiving the slanted rays. Okay, this is direct rays, and this is the slanted rays. So the tropical region, the equatorial region, receives the highest amount of sunlight. Okay, and as we go progressively up from this equator, away from the equator, in both the directions, upside or downside, the intensity of sunlight received by these places used to decrease. So that is how the climate of these places is affected by the latitude of a place. Okay, if the place is located near the equatorial region, then this place will be having a warmer climate. And if you're talking about the places located here in the temperate region, then the climate there will be moderate, or not as warm as a tropical region. So this is how the latitude of a place affects the climate of a place. Now next one is altitude of a place. Altitude refers to the height above the sea level. Okay, for you to understand what is altitude, let me just give you an example of Dimapur and Kohima. Okay, Kohima is situated at a higher altitude and Dimapur is situated at a lower altitude. That is why the climate conditions in this Kohima region is much colder as compared to the Dimapur. Okay, so the more higher this altitude of the place is, the colder the climatic conditions will be colder, and if the altitude is lower, then the climatic conditions will be warmer. Now suppose this is a plain area and then this is a hilly area and plain. Now plain area, this is lower, and then hilly areas are higher than the plain area. Now from here, if we go up 300 feet, then there will be reduction of 1 degree Celsius. Okay, minus 1 degree Celsius as we go up 300 feet. Now again you climb up 300 feet from here. So if you climb up 300 feet from here again, there will be reduction of again 1 degree Celsius. So if you keep on climbing up, and then at after every 300 feet, there will be reduction of 1 degree Celsius. So at last, when you reach the top of the mountain, here the climatic conditions will be very cold as compared to the climatic conditions down here in the plain area, which is the altitude is lower here. Altitude of plain area is lower and altitude of the hilly area is higher. Altitude simply means the height, okay? Height of a place. So this is how the altitude of a place affects the climate of a place. Now the third one is closeness to the sea. So places which are situated or located near the sea, they have a very moderate climate. Moderate climate means it is neither too hot nor too cold. Okay, so throughout the whole year, they will have a very moderate climate, and then there will be very little variations. Okay, otherwise, in some places like summer is too hot and then winter is too cold. Okay, but places near the sea, they will have very little differences. Variation means differences. Like summer will not be so much different from winter time. Okay, so the places near the sea, they have a very moderate climate, and this is due to the land breeze or the sea breeze. Okay, it is because of the cool air that blows from the sea towards the land. So that is how this the climate of a place near the sea stays moderate. Okay. Now next one is closeness to the mountains. Okay, closeness to the mountains. Now there are some places which are close to the mountains, like Manali, this Darjeeling, all these places. They have a very cold climate. Okay, like you will find ice and snow there. Okay, so this is because of these mountains. Okay. Mountains play a very important role in regulating the climate of a place. Okay, they act as a barrier. Barrier means a blockage to the winds. Okay, when the wind blows, they block the wind, and then they help in the precipitation of that place. Okay, the precipitation means rainfall. Okay, they block the wind, and then like it helps in the receiving more rainfall, and then if there's rainfall, then like the temperature of the place will be lower. So that is how the places near the mountains, they have a very cold climate. Okay, and the last factor that's affecting the climate of a place is wind. Okay, the climate of a place depends upon the moisture content and the speed of the wind blowing there. Okay, now if the particular place is receiving that dry and dusty air, then the climate there will be extreme. That means like hot, too hot, and then with very little rainfall. But if the wind is humid there, okay, if a particular place have a humid wind, then it brings a temperate climate. Humid means like the humidity. We have already talked about humidity, yes or no? So it is the amount of water vapor present in the atmosphere. So if there's a humid wind, then the climate of the place will be temperate. Okay, so these are the factors that are affecting the climate of a place.